Two clear messages from Caroline County Sheriff Scott Moser on Thursday night. Just because arrests have been made, their investigation isn't over. And if you plan on doing nefarious, deadly deeds and using their county as a dumping ground, you better think twice.
Who is that? Is that? I know that
Sandy too, ain't it?
That is Sandy, like her daughter. Her daughter out there.
They got the dogs and everything, though.
So I've made a couple videos on Jayden McComber. He was originally missing. Then they found his body, and they also found a body next to his that they still have not identified that we know of. Well, there are 4 suspects who have been arrested. Wait till you hear who these suspects are. Stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. When we take a look at cases, we take a look at cases of missing individuals or fugitives on the run or any crime or any case I feel that needs a little more spotlight or a different perspective or another look, because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. I ran from the law for about 15 years after I committed some white collar crime. I lived in different countries, changed my name a bunch of different times, and turned myself in. Now I have this channel. I'm a motivational speaker. I own a couple companies, or a few I should say. And then what I also do is in my spare time or time I'm away from you guys, I help family members locate missing people or people that need to be found, because hey, I was gone for 15 years, so I know what it takes and what these people think, especially when they're fugitives on the run, of, you know, how to run. Well, I did a couple videos on this sad situation out of Virginia. Jayden McComber. Jayden McComber was an 18-year-old who was originally missing. Went missing back in March, the end of March actually. I believe it was March 25th, if I remember correctly. Went missing March 25th.
So my cousin's last location was in Glen Allen. That's where his phone was. And then his air tag pinged in Millfield, which is past Doswell. And then a camera picked up his truck in Virginia Beach. Now, this was all in the span of 24 hours that all of these things happened. And so then after that, I went down to Norfolk where his phone location was, because it was like someone signed out of his iCloud and signed into their own on the phone. So the location was still popping up on Find My. It was just iPhone. So I went there, and it was like under a bridge of I-64. And then the guy, whoever had the phone, left there, so the phone kept moving. So we called the cops. The cops got the phone. That person doesn't have anything to do with it, apparently.
Yeah, so I brought up the timeline just to make sure I have it correctly. Yes, it was March 25th, 11:30 p.m. Jayden McComber was last seen leaving his home on Richmond Street, Virginia, in Hopewell, Virginia. So Jayden was from Hopewell, okay, Virginia. I've never been to Hopewell, so I don't know much about it. Now, March 26th was actually when he was reported missing under suspicious circumstances. Now, they never told us what those suspicious circumstances were, okay? And then March 28th, investigators located McComber's 2019 silver Chevrolet Silverado in Virginia Beach. So March 28th, they found his truck. Now, and then March 31st, the Carolina County Sheriff's Office discovered his body was in a pond near the Carolina King and Queen County line, okay? Now, they did find his body, like I told you, March 31st, and I made a video about that. Not only did they find his body, before they found his body, they found a body which was about 5 miles away from his. Now, what made this very eerie was when they found the first body. They didn't know who the first body was, but they thought it was a male. This is what the reports were. The next day, come to find out it was actually a female. The sheriff said that the people who dumped the body off did their best to conceal the body in a horrific way. Now, I spoke with some people who were close to the situation. They said all they can tell me was that the body was badly mutilated, as in they couldn't identify the body at first, whether it was a male or a female because of everything that they did. So it could be a couple of ways, and this is just speculation. So body parts could have been dismembered, as in hands, head, no fingerprints, right? No face, so you can't see it. Not only that, burned could be another, way too, as the body was burned and then the body was dumped off. Now the body was close to a residential property. It was found by a person on an ATV. So if the body was, let's say, burned, and it was burned right there on that property, you would think that the person who owns the property or is close by, depending, they never say how big the property is. They never did say, but you would think that person would see or smell or hear, you know what I mean? Or see something, but
2 days after the discovery of missing Hopewell teen Jayden McComber's body near Birdsmill Pond in Sparta, deputies had warrants in hand for 4 suspected in his Thursday.
They have followed every lead that's come down to the office, and we've been able to capitalize on the information that we received from the citizens and reports and the family, and it's been a tremendous effort on their part.
Like I said, we don't know how badly, or I should say how big the property is. Now, I'm thinking that the first individual, they didn't do it there on site, that there's an original scene where all this took place. Now, I would love to say where the MURDER took place, but here in YouTube world, when you're a smaller channel like mine, you can't use the N word. So unfortunately, we have to say unaliving. So if you ever wonder why some of us say that, that's why. Because when we say the N word, the video can be flagged and the video is not sent out to the masses. So in order for your video to be sent out to the masses, unfortunately, you have to have a filter. So I don't think that that spot where they found the body was the original location of where, the unaliving took place. And I'm going to explain to you why, especially when I start talking about the truck. Now, like I said, Jayden was found 5 miles up the road at a pond. So when they found the first body, they started looking around, for clues and things like that. Now let's say if there was a dismemberment of the first body, it would make sense for them to look, because now they're looking for stuff, looking for fingers, hands, whatever it is, right? So they're going to comb that area with drones and dogs, canines, things like that. And that's most probably how they came up across with finding Jayden's body. Now, they never said what Jayden's body was in, like the state it was in. That was never said, okay? But unfortunately, he was found. He is no longer with us, so my condolences go out to his family. Now we just have to solve the case. Well, 4 suspects were arrested, okay? 4 suspects were arrested. I'm going to tell you who these suspects are. Let me pull them up for you, and I'll let you know exactly who these people are, okay? And then we're going to get into each one of these suspects of everything that I found so you guys can get familiar with who these individuals are. So we have Jayden Lamont Phillips, 19, of Richmond. Kennedy J. Lambert, 18, of Hopewell. Devontae Gregory Pettaway, 20, of Chesterfield County. And we have Rashad Antonio Mayfield, 23, of Glen Allen. Okay. Now, we're going to get into where these people were located, because I think the location of these individuals played a key into finding them and locating them and how they became the suspects. All right. And not only that, we're going to get heavily into Rashad Antonio Mayfield's background, because I pulled a background report on him. And not only that, Kennedy J. Lambert, who is 18, of Hopewell, there might be a connection there possibly with Jayden, who was discovered. So let's get into that right now.
The U.S. Marshal Fugitive Task Force, along with help from the FBI, state troopers, Hopewell, Henrico, and Caroline County investigators, were able to round up the 4 and serve a search warrant on a house off Brillard Court in Glen Allen. Sources tell me it was the home of 23-year-old Rashad Mayfield. McComber's ID, a credit card, and at least 2 shell casings were found. Mayfield arrested with a gun in his waistband on Broad Street. Additionally, 20-year-old Devontae Pettaway from Chesterfield County, 19-year-old Jayden Phillips from Richmond, and 18-year-old Kennedy Lambert from Hopewell were all picked up Thursday afternoon.
So we're going to look at Rashad Antonio Mayfield, his background first. He is the oldest one at 23 years old. Now, he does have a concealed weapon carry charge out of Prince George General. So he already has a concealed weapon charge. This looks like this is from last year, June of 2025. He has a bunch of traffic tickets, reckless driving, expired registration, expired license, no license, no license again. Different counties: Richmond, Virginia County, Hanover General County, and Henrico General District County. The weapons charge, it looks like it was a misdemeanor first degree. The concealed weapon charge, I don't know if that is a misdemeanor in Prince George General District Court, but it looks like it was dismissed. So I don't know why it was dismissed, but it looks like it was dismissed. Now, when I looked at a lot of his charges, they were dismissed. So I don't know why, but that's what they look like. All right, so the one female who was arrested, okay? Kennedy Jade Lambert, you see right here, she was actually reported missing at one point in time of herself. Now, right now, she is 18 years old, but she was reported missing when she was 16, okay? Back on December 6th, 2024. It says the Hopewell Police Department is attempting to locate a missing 16-year-old juvenile. Kennedy Jade Lambert was last seen at Hopewell High School on December 6, 2024. She goes by Jade. According to her mother, it is believed Kennedy may be in the company of an adult male. Kennedy may be in the Chesterfield, Petersburg, or Richmond, Virginia area. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts and it says, please contact. Now, we know she's not missing anymore because now she is arrested. Look to the right on your screen. That's her smiling. That's actually her smiling right there for the mugshot, you know. Now, this is a picture of Jade from her social media. That's what she goes by, Jade. Kennedy Jade Lambert. She's the youngest one, like I said, that has been arrested. She's 18 years old. She's from Hopewell. The missing post says that she was last seen at Hopewell High School. So I am wondering if her and Jayden McComber, who was missing, that unfortunately is no longer with us, I believe he went to Hopewell High School too, and they're the same age. So I'm wondering if they knew each other from high school, and could she possibly be the connection between all of this? Is this person? Now, I don't know, but look at the, I found the writing on the background pretty interesting, actually. The writing says they're young, they're in love, and they unalive people. That's what the writing says on her wall in the background. So this right here is from the official press release. An accredited law enforcement agency, April 2nd, 2026. Caroline County, Virginia. Early this morning, investigators with the Caroline County Sheriff's Office assisted by members of the United States Marshal Services Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force executed a search warrant at a residence on Brilliant Court in Henrico County. Now, that is the same house that also shows up on Rashad's address. So it's probably a family house. I looked at the neighborhood. It looks like a nice neighborhood. It doesn't look like he was in the hood or nothing like that. That's what it looks like. But I've never been to Glen Allen, so I don't know. But I just know that area looked actually nice on Google Maps. It says the residence is believed to be associated with 23-year-old Rashad Antonio Mayfield of Glen Allen. During the search of the home, investigators seized personal items believed to have been in Jayden McComber's possession at the time. What a dummy. He went missing. So they found items at the house that belonged to Jayden McComber's. And I guess Rashad had these items at his home. Wow. Wow. People are idiots. Additionally, while the search warrant was being executed, members of the United States Marshal Service conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle in which Mayfield was a passenger and took him into custody, which I do have a video.
Who is
There's
that?
all the undercovers, bro.
We don't know. We trying to figure
Hey, yo, what the?
The minivan, the trucks.
I can't. You can't hear it.
Hey, y'all check on y'all people.
Oh, they disrespectful. Did they hit the car with them? They blocked them in.
That's the police car. That's why they stopped right there.
Who's driving? Is that a girl? I don't know.
That's a dude. Nah, that's a girl.
Says investigators reported seizing a handgun from Mayfield's possession during this traffic stop. Simultaneously, a second team of Caroline County investigators and United States Marshals responded to an apartment on Kenway Avenue in Henrico, where they arrested 3 additional suspects wanted in connection with the unaliving of Jayden McComber, which there's video right here as well.
They got Sandy out here.
Of the raid that went on at the apartment building. And these are the 4 individuals. Make this bigger for you guys. These are the 4 individuals right here. Okay. Once again, Rashad Antonio Mayfield, 23, Jayden Lamont Phillips, 19, Devontae Gregory Petaway, 20 years old. And then the one who was reported missing at one point in her life, which was what I believe 2 years ago when she was 16, Kennedy Jade Lambert. Now, on Kennedy Jade Lambert, like how I told you, and I just showed you her not profile picture, but a picture from one of her social media posts. And then I also said that she most likely probably went to the same high school as Jayden, because I believe Jayden went to Hopewell High School. And so I'm pretty sure they might have known each other. So I don't know if she is the connection between all these 3. But if you remember in the post of the missing runaway post that I told you about Kennedy, it says she could be accompanied by a male or adult male, sorry. So I'm wondering if any of these 3 were the ones that one of the ones she ran off with when she went missing. Now, I think I'm going to rule out Jayden Lamont Phillips. The reason why I'm going to rule him out is because right now he's 19. So I believe when she went missing, Jayden Lamont might have been only 17. So that wouldn't qualify him as an adult, right? Then you have Devontae Gregory Petaway, who was 20. So he would have been maybe 18, maybe 19. He could qualify. And of course, you have Rashad Antonio Mayfield, who was 23. And of course, at that time, he as well would have still been an adult because he would have been only 23 years old at that time. So when it comes to her running away with a male, I'm wondering if it's any of those 2 that we see in the picture. Now, it does say Kennedy may be, or in a missing poster, it says Kennedy may be in a Chesterfield, Petersburg, or Richmond, Virginia area. So I don't know. Now, I just did a background check on Devontae Gregory Petaway. Now, I didn't see any criminal charges, but I told you guys that when Kennedy J. Lambert went missing, it actually says, and I'll read it again for you guys, that she may be in the Chesterfield, Petersburg, or Richmond, Virginia area. Now, I'm not saying the other 3 individuals who were arrested have not been to these areas, but Devontae Petaway on his background has addresses for Richmond, Virginia and Chesterfield. So I'm wondering when she went missing the first time, did she go missing with Devontae Petaway? Because he would have been 18, maybe 19, just depending on his birthday. So he still would have been an adult even if he was 18 years old with a runaway 16-year-old. Now, I'm not saying this is the guy that was with her, but it's a strong possibility just because everything matches. Now, there is a post on this Facebook account, okay, by Alexandra Nicole. And Alexandra says 2 days ago, he pulled his weapon on me with an extended clip, made all 4 sit and teach them. And now they in jail for unaliving. I tried, y'all. It was too late. So this Facebook account is claiming that one of them pulled a weapon on them and made the rest watch. Now, you're probably wondering which one it is. Now, there is a audio clip where she says the one with the stone in his face. Okay. So there's an audio clip of her saying the one with the stone in his face. So when you click on, is she talking about Rashad? Because look at the side of his face. He has a piercing. So if she's saying that he pulled out a weapon and made the rest of them watch, is that what she's trying to say? All right, back to them finding the truck, okay? So they found the truck at Virginia Beach. And when they found the truck, inside of the truck was a lot of evidence that led them to where both bodies were located. So I'm wondering what all the evidence is. Now, one piece of evidence that I believe is location, especially the air tag. Now, they did say that Jayden's air tag, pinned to the area of where both bodies were located eventually. Now, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get air tags. If I've seen some people actually ask what an air tag is. So an air tag is a small GPS device that you can buy. You can connect it with your iPhone. A lot of people will buy these air tags and maybe put them, let's say, in their kid's backpack. So when they go to school, you can keep track of the kid. A lot of people actually put them inside of their vehicles. They put them underneath their seats or something like that. So if your car gets stolen, you can track the car, or they'll put it in, let's say, if your kid is old enough to drive, 16, 17 years old, they'll put them in that car to keep tracks of their location. So they said his air tag was tracked to that location. So I don't know, but I'm thinking Jayden possibly had an air tag in that truck because it was a nice truck. So he possibly had an air tag in that truck. And that's how they were able to, locate the truck so many places. And the suspects probably did not realize at time there was an air tag. Now, if you do have an iPhone, and let's say you get in a car that has an air tag in it, sometimes your iPhone will alert you, hey, there's an air tag nearby. Sometimes I don't have an iPhone, but I know that's what some of them will do. So I don't know if they got rid of the air tag or searched for it after that, or that's why maybe the truck got abandoned. But the truck was seen going to multiple places. One of the places the truck was tracked in was Glen Allen. Who lives in Glen Allen? Rashad, the oldest individual, okay? The one that has the jewel on his face. He lives in Glen Allen, all right? So the truck was tracked everywhere. So that's one piece of evidence that shows, hey, the truck could be connected, with Rashad. Another thing is they said they saw the evidence inside the truck. So I'm wondering if the truck was used for transportation of carrying these bodies, or was the truck the actual scene of where it all happened? That part we probably won't know unless they all go to trial and more, everything comes out. Now, we should get some more information when they go for their first scheduled, let's say, hearing. Sometimes they will give us a little more information and we can find out then. But we're still all wondering how all this is connected. We don't know exactly what happened. Now, I can tell you one thing. Like I said, the girl, Kennedy J. Lambert, she went to the same school as Jayden, Hopewell High School. So, and they're the exact same age. So that would just make me think right there that they knew each other. So is she the mastermind behind this? I don't know if she is. It's allegedly, right? Is she the one who set this up? Once again, I don't know. This is allegedly. And if she set it up, why? As far as I know, Jayden McComber, a lot of people said he was a great kid. He was going to go to college. So a lot of people are saying he was a great kid. So if he was, he's a great kid, how did he get mixed up with these three individuals? Did he already know the other three, like Rashad and them? I don't know. But I am strongly thinking that he did know Kennedy Jade Lambert. And did she do something with this, set this up, or whatever, how it goes? I mean, just the smirk on her face alone. Look at this, guys. I don't know if you guys peeped it. I'm going to show you right now. But I mean, look, the smirk on her face alone. Now, I will tell you what they're going to do is, if they haven't done it already, is they're going to go to the individuals that don't have a crime first to see if they will tell. So they're going to go to Kennedy. Kennedy Jade's probably going to be the first one they was put in the room, okay? And they're going to interview. Matter of fact, you can look and see right here, once again, look at the background. If you see the background, two different walls right there, right? Now, they all three got arrested together. All three of them got arrested together.
A lot of information that came in. We were able to get through that information. And one of the biggest things that helped us with the case is that we recovered the truck on March the 28th down in Virginia Beach. And the Virginia Beach Police Department, with their forensics unit, helped us go through the truck, and we found some valuable information in there that helped lead us to this arrest.
So you've arrested 4. Kind of give me who are these people?
Well, we got 20-year-old Devontae Gregory Petaway from Chesterfield, 18-year-old Kennedy Jade Lambert of Hopewell, that's the female, 23-year-old Richard Antonio Mayfield of Glen Allen, and 19-year-old Jayden Lamont Phillips of Richmond. So you can see that the ages here are very young. This is a tragedy all the way around. Not only the individual that lost his life, but the individuals that are arrested.
The female you guys located on Bagby. I mean, this is all, you're working this in connection with Jayden so far.
Absolutely.
I think I've known you for 25 years, and we've done several cases together. This department was shook with what they found out there on Bagby Road.
Right. It was a horrific scene, no question about it. We won't comment on how bad it was because of the family. We don't want them, to hear this on Facebook.
So what they did was they were tracking them this whole time. They were following them. You could tell in the video when Rashad gets arrested. So what happened was they went to that house. They had a search warrant. So they searched the house. But at the same time they were searching the house, they were also following Rashad the whole time. That's why in the video you see people in plain clothes. He was being followed the whole time. So once they searched the house and they found evidence that he was connected because they found Jayden McComber's personal items, they radio into the people who were following Rashad saying, hey, we have evidence to arrest him. Get him now before he gets away. Then they pulled the car over. Now, Rashad was just a passenger, but then they pulled the car over, found a concealed weapon on Rashad. Once again, another concealed weapon, okay? So another concealed weapon. So they found a concealed weapon on Rashad. And at the exact same time as when they were doing, they went and did the raid and got the other 3 individuals, okay? So all of them were probably most likely being watched, and they just had to get the evidence to make sure they can arrest them. Well, it's a lot, and we're still trying to figure out who the female body is that they can't identify. Somebody reached out and told me who the female body possibly is, but I don't want to tell you guys or say anything that is not going to be correct to get anybody's family members upset or nothing like that. So I'm just going to wait for that, all right, and see if this person is correct of what they told me. Well, I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share this video, okay? Turn on your notifications. I know a lot of people are saying they're having issues with notifications when the video pops up. So make sure notifications, hit that bell, the bell button below, okay? Make sure that is on to notify you. And not only that, make sure on your phone you have YouTube notifications turned on. If you have YouTube notifications turned off, even if you hit the bell button, you won't get my notifications. So make sure that is turned on, okay? So you can get notifications every single time. Please comment below if you have any information you heard about this case or you've been following this case, okay? You're always welcome to contact me. My information is in the box. You can contact me with any information you have. You can always remain anonymous too. I won't say your name. Don't worry about that. Or if you want me to pass on information to the authorities, I can do that too. Please join the membership channel. Or I should say the membership. I have a video coming up for you guys real soon. Membership videos get really into depth. Also, when cases go to court, those are for the members only, the court cases that are already in court as well. And I'm going to start doing some member live videos Q&A. Okay, so we're going to start that up really soon. I'm going to give you the first date of that. All right, so you guys get a lot of perks that other people don't get. Now, please, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. My condolences go out to the family. I'm so sorry about all this. All these lives are ruined. I mean, every single life. Jayden's life, they took his life, and look who took it. Pretty much they're adults, but pretty much kids, 18 years old, 20 years old. What was the other one? 23, he's a grown man. He needs to do what but I mean, 4 families have changed just like that. 4 families. So sad. But justice is coming. It's coming. And we're going to figure out who the first body is. Once that gets figured out, I'll let you guys know. So please look out at your surroundings. Watch your surroundings, all right? Take care of one another. This is Fugitive TV. I'm out.